This video analyzes additional signals about what is likely to soon take place in India, Pakistan, and Afghanistan, and a warning to Sikhs to be on alert. Hello, friends, this is Unmasked Truth with Harmanjeet Saini, where I provide unique analysis of world events based on the unmasked truth that after surrender, Germany continued World War II clandestinely and became a killing machine. I also provide true news that you will find nowhere else. Recently, a tweet from Subramanian Swamy was forwarded to me. He is a nominated member of parliament in the upper house of the Indian parliament known as the Rajya Sabha. He is also a Harvard educated economist and statistician. On August 15, 2021, he tweeted, Taliban completed its takeover. Time for Modi to get serious about governance for battle. Pakistan mentored Taliban is now within striking distance. China will urge them on, and US is good only for supplying weapons. Let us get Bharat Mata, meaning Mother India, destined duty for us done. Subramanian Swamy's information is generally reliable. He is urging Prime Minister Narendra Modi of India to start preparing to do battle with the Taliban, as China will urge them on to start trouble in India. The attack on India can only come through Kashmir. Subramanian Swamy seems to be implying that Pakistan will also be fully behind the attack, as the Taliban is their creation. So he is anticipating an incursion into India by Afghanistan and Pakistan combined, and is urging Modi to start preparations to do battle with them and do the duty for Mother India. Of course, the Indian government and most likely Subramanian Swamy would have access to better intelligence than I do. Therefore, it seems that Pakistan and the Taliban are going to act in concert. Imran Khan, a Pashtun, is Prime Minister of Pakistan, and the Taliban government is headed by Pashtuns. The Pashtuns are allied with Modi's India. It seems the German led coalition against the Sikhs has become bigger, and even in India itself, the Sikhs are being further isolated. It seems the whole of Pakistan is part of the coalition, and with Afghanistan wants to grab Kashmir and take over as much North Indian territory as possible. We know that General Pervez Musharraf prevented the Pakistani army from overrunning North India all the way to New Delhi in the 1971 war. But the Kargil war between India and Pakistan, fought between May 3, 1999 to July 26, 1999, appears to have been initiated by General Pervez Musharraf as Chief of Pakistan's Army Staff, according to a claim by Nawaz Sharif, the then Prime Minister of Pakistan. It seems that the whole of Pakistan is now behind the plan to annex Kashmir and as much of North India as possible, which was the plan in the 1965 war also, as well as in the 1971 war, both in collusion with Indians. This time, however, most of the fighting will be done by the Afghans, aided by Pakistan and even Iran and China as needed. Of course, Modi's India will also put its troops in Kashmir and Punjab with the sole purpose of massacring Sikhs. With all the means of defense production in the hands of Indians allied with the Germans, control of India's stockpile of nuclear weapons and ICBMs, as well as a vast majority of the armed forces personnel being from their group, which Indians would want to risk taking the side of the Sikhs then. Therefore, isolation of the Sikhs seems to be complete. Based on Subramanian Swamy's tweet, the war scenario that seems to be developing is this. As soon as the Taliban are able to establish their government, now within reach in days, Al Qaeda and ISIS fighters will be allowed to back in. Then, in concert with Pakistan, Afghanistan forces will start preparations to attack Kashmir. Indian government will begin defense preparation by sending more troops into Kashmir and Punjab state in India. Thus, Punjab state in India will be occupied by troops. Then both sides, that is the Afghan Pakistan army and the Indian army, will begin massacre of Sikhs. Though the ostensible purpose of sending Indian troops into Kashmir and Punjab is to defend against an attack by the combined Afghan Pakistan forces, the real purpose of both sides is to massacre Sikhs. For the Sikhs, events seem to be taking a sinister turn. In recent incidents in Haryana state in India, which is next door to Punjab state where Sikhs live, Sikhs have been beaten up by the state government officials and police, with the district magistrate giving orders to chop the heads of the Sikhs. Jats live in Haryana state who are Hindus. The same people are known as Jats in Punjab in the Punjabi language and are Sikhs by religion, but both are originally Jews. The dynamic that is now playing out in India is that the top leaders in the states of Haryana, Himachal Pradesh, Delhi, Uttar Pradesh, Uttarakhand, Bihar, Madhya Pradesh, Maharashtra, and other states are now driving the agenda because of the crimes they have committed of murdering a white person of non German, British, or non German American descent. This part is known. So leaders of other states, but the leaders of other states have already been allied with Modi and the Germans and the Chinese for decades after having committed the same crimes, with the purpose of being rewarded by the Germans. Since we do not lie, we have made our position clear that our goal will be to bring such murderers to justice. Self preservation has thus driven all of them to Modi's side, making them allies of the Germans as well. About 2 decades ago, there was a great deal of Hindu Sikh rivalry, and Hindus of Haryana discriminated against and harassed Sikhs of Punjab when they traveled through Haryana to go to the capital, Delhi. I have witnessed this kind of discrimination and harassment with my own eyes. But about 2 decades ago, there was some easing of tensions when the Jats and Sainis on both sides came to realize that they are the same people, all Jews, whether they are Sikhs or non Sikhs. Similarly, non Jat and non Saini people on both sides, that means among the Hindus and Sikhs, are also the same people, primarily descendants of the 10 tribes of Israel. However, because of the crimes of their leaders and the hopeless military situation the Sikhs find themselves in, for the sake of self preservation, the Hindus now seem to have abandoned the Sikhs altogether and joined Modi's side. To demonstrate their loyalty to the Modi side, they have been willing to beat up Sikhs and commit other atrocities against them. That is why I am apprising the Sikhs in India of the new situation so that they can make preparations to deal with it as best as they can and not be surprised when they are totally abandoned at the time of attack by the combined Pakistan, Afghan, and Indian forces, possibly aided by Iranian forces. Perhaps the easing of tensions between Sikhs and Hindus was only superficial. That's why Hindus have so easily started committing acts of violence and atrocities against the Sikhs. I have also received other signals. Among people I know, I have sensed Hindu Punjabis lately becoming very friendly with other Indians. Under normal circumstances, there would be nothing wrong with that. But these friendly overtures seem to be conspiratorial in tone, directed to send the signals that they have nothing in common with the Sikhs and have Hinduism in common with the most of rest of India. Thus, Hindu Punjabis by choice have abandoned the Sikhs. Because of their seemingly hopeless military situation, the Sikhs now have been completely isolated by all other Indians. I hope the Sikh generals take the altered situation into account and plan accordingly to defend themselves against an attack from Afghanistan, Pakistan, aided by the rest of India. Thank you very much for watching this video. Please continue to watch my videos and read my articles on important world events, World War III watch, politics, international business, advice on health and medical problems, and much more for in depth and insightful analysis. Please also subscribe to my YouTube channel and my Facebook channel, Unmasked Truth with Harmanjeet Saini, to watch and get information on the latest videos. You can also find the text of my videos on my Facebook channel.